Thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. We are doing this, you guys. I cannot believe it. It is that time of year again. We are getting very, very close to the holidays. This year, I made a vow to myself to get started early on DIY decorations because every year I kind of wait until after Thanksgiving time. But by then, I do not give myself enough time to do all of the projects that are on my bucket list to do. So my mission today is just to dip my toes into holiday DIYs and make some projects that are going to take me about an hour or less. It kind of sounds impossible, but I think I'm going to be able to do it with the help of my Cricut, who, by the way, is so kindly sponsoring today's video. My theme this year is going to be all about nostalgia and really about making sentimental decor that you can't buy at the store. So everything is going to be handcrafted, handmade. After many, many years of doing neutral Christmas themes, this year I really want to incorporate color and kind of bring the same vibes that I had as a child growing up and having my parents deck out the whole house for the holidays. Without blabbing on too much more, I'm gonna actually get started on the first project. Going into this year's theme, I knew that I wanted to do at least one DIY that is postal inspired. Last year, I made a little card box and snail mail just screams nostalgia to me. Like, everything is so digital these days, so to sit down and write someone a letter is really special. And as a stationery lover, I love all things that have to do with paper and paper goods, and that also includes stamps. So my idea for this piece is to create a vintage stamp wall art. I'm gonna start by cutting out my stamp shape, so I'm just using some mixed media paper. That way I can use watercolors or whatever media that I want to use on it. And I'm actually gonna put it on a very basic piece of canvas, which we're gonna transform in just a bit. I'm gonna start by cutting the paper so that it will fit on the canvas. To start, let's find a stamp image on Cricut Design Space. This is the program that comes with your Cricut machine to design all of your projects, and there are tons of images that you can choose from in the library. The program is pretty user-friendly and it helps me visualize before I actually cut anything out, and there are tons of images that you can choose from the library. I'm using gouache to paint the base, and this is going to add some dimension and give it a bit of that vintage feel that I'm going after. Here's how my stamp is looking so far. I love this color and the little bit of texture that you see throughout. And now for my design, I think I'm gonna go with a vintage looking wreath and then add maybe like a 5-cent sign. This is the inspo photo that I'm using. I love the little dried oranges on there, and they use colored pencil for this, so maybe I'll do a mix of this with some gouache. I feel like that would look really nice. Something about the colored pencil just makes everything look a little bit more vintage and like scratchy, so I really like the look of that. Would you guys believe me if I told you that these colored pencils are from high school? Because I have been saving them. Sometimes I'll do a quick sketch with them, but I haven't done an actual piece with them in so many years. I'm a bit of a supplies hoarder because you just never know when you might need them, but I'm so happy to put them to use, and they still work perfectly fine even like 15 years later. I had so much fun with this piece, just adding in each of the layers. I think it took me about 30 minutes, which surprises me so much because I always think I don't have enough time to paint. But trust me, if you just take 30 minutes to an hour to yourself and allow yourself to be creative, you will create something amazing. And if you're really pressed for time or don't have the confidence to draw everything, Cricut actually has a drawing feature, so you can have it create an outline. It is such a cool feature because from there you could just color it in like a coloring book. So you guys know I love a good painted picture mat, whether it's a solid color or has a cute pattern on it. I just love how easy they are to customize. So I was thinking back to the photos that I had hanging on our walls growing up, and we had this one frame that had a bunch of different photos in it with a mat that had some circles and some squares cut out into it. There was multiple slots for multiple photos, and I feel like we don't really see those anymore. So I wanted to make my own version of that, but make cuter cutouts and also have a fun design that is perfect for the holidays. And I love this idea because you can use frames that you already have on your walls and just switch out the artwork inside. For mine, I'm using this frame that I've had for a while. It was on clearance for $10, and I feel like this is a good enough size for this project. And the frame itself is just a plain white, so we are definitely going to switch that up as well. For this, I'm using a scrapbook piece of paper that is very nice and Christmas themed. I actually wanted to use gift wrap for this, but none of the stores are carrying Christmas gift wrap just yet. So this is what we're working with, and then I just have a thicker piece of paper that I'm going to glue this on top of just to give it a little bit more weight. Every holiday season, we like to decorate our tree in our pajamas and drink some hot cocoa. This is a tradition that we've done for almost a decade now, so I'm planning to gift this to Brian with photos from past Decembers that we spent together. I love that there are multiple spots for the photos, and this is such a special gift because it just shows how much you're thinking of that person. So I found some cute little frames on Cricut Design Space, and then I'm just gonna space them out until I like the layout. I was debating on whether to do 4 or 6 frames, but I ended up doing 4 just so that the pictures can be larger. And yes, I probably could have done this by hand, but the Cricut makes it so much easier and faster, especially if you want to make a bunch of these as gifts. This just looks so professional, and I think it's worth it to have a Cricut as a crafter and as someone who's had one for 7 years now. It really pays for itself the more that you use it, and it's very versatile. It's one of those tools where you just keep reaching for, whether you're making decor, gifts, or everyday projects. Guys, this came out exactly how I imagined it. It is so cute. It's kind of a 2-for-1 DIY because you could take the cutouts and use them as cute little gift tags. Like these would be so perfect to match with this little gift. I printed out some photos from past holiday seasons together. This one has to be one of my favorites because it looks like one of those awkward family photos. Here's a little throwback to one of our first Christmases at the first place that we ever lived together. I mean, how cute were we? So I'm gonna choose my top 4 photos and just pop them into the frame. Do you guys remember making those paper chain link garlands for somebody's birthday or for a party in elementary school? Because I vividly remember making a whole bunch of them and putting them around the whole entire room. It was such a simple craft to do, but it always made the room just feel a little bit more magical and a little bit more special. And this year, I feel like I've been seeing an upward trend of using paper materials for the holidays. So I picked out some cardstock in this beautiful color palette. I feel like it is Christmassy, but not too on the nose. This is the picture that I saw on Pinterest that really inspired this project. So I am really excited just to make a whole bunch of these. I'm gonna see how much I can do in just 1 hour though. So the first thing I'm gonna do is actually find a star shape that I really like that is similar to my inspo photo. And then I think I'm also gonna have the Cricut cut out the little holes so that I don't have to do it by myself manually because that will take forever. I am am so happy with how these cute little stars came out. I made these little holes big enough for my ribbon to slip through, so I'm doing like a very neutral ribbon on it. This is the pattern. I'm really happy with it, and I'm actually gonna cut out a really long piece of ribbon so that I can make this as long as possible, and then wherever I end up putting it, I can cut it as needed. Oh, I didn't realize I just did the whole entire roll. I'm gonna need more ribbon after this. I really hope that this video gave you guys some good ideas, because this backdrop is exactly how I want the holidays to feel this year. So I don't think I quite made each of these in under an hour. I think the garland definitely took me like an hour, this frame did, and then this painting maybe took me about 2 hours to do, but they all look so good, and together it is giving me all the nostalgic feels, and I'm so excited to hear your feedback on this. Let me know down in the comments which project was your favorite from today's video. I truly cannot choose a favorite. Like, the garland honestly might be my favorite, but then again, I love me some wall art, so I don't know, it's very hard to choose. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe down below, because I'm just getting started and I have a lot more ideas that I want to share with you guys, so you do not want to miss out. And if you want to see even more from me, you can follow me over on Instagram, where I post every single day. That is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to check out any of the items that I used today, I will have them linked down below. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.